And so, my dear ones, welcome into this wonderful gathering today. And let us know that we are here at divine invitation, and we responded to the impulse to be here that was within us. And here it is now realized, you sitting there in these seats, me standing here on these steps, for one reason alone, and that is to know, to love, and to understand, and to be one. To know, to love, to understand, and to be one. I cannot do that until I first know it here, understand it here, and love what's here. And then I'm free to know and understand and be one with everything and everyone else. And that's what today is about, the giving heart. In this Love Month, we have been exploring the aspects of heart. Very superficially, I have to say, because there's no end to the exploration of the heart. That energy center, which is not a pump. Even the medical doctors now have come to the conclusion that the heart is not a pump. It is a magnetic field of energy, is what it is. And so we've looked at the open heart and the forgiving heart, and now we're looking at the giving heart. Well, of course, we could not arrive at the giving heart status until we have first experienced the open heart and the forgiving heart. And then we're free to really consciously know that each one of us is indeed aligned with spirit, and as such, we are the givingness of life back onto itself. And oh my goodness me, do we not have a clue with regard to how much we have to give? How much we have to give. We're not here on a Sunday to hear all the ways we're going to hell in a handbasket, and all the things we're doing wrong, and all the stuff we haven't got, and all the places we haven't been mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. We're here to recognize and realize the truth of our being, and knowing in a very humble way, most humble way, that when we know that, then we're free to take care of the business that we came on this plane to take care of, and to be our best selves, and to live our best lives, and to see always from the highest point of view, which is only one point of view, and that's the divine point of view. And so, as we move deeper into the awareness that I am indeed this portal, I am this point of power, I am this energy center through which the infinite is always endeavoring to pour itself through fully, but you and I have our fingers on the lever of that opening. And we can either keep it closed or we can open it. And we do that by means of the consciousness that we live, move, and have our being in, the thoughts we think and the feelings we entertain. There's no getting away from that. There's no not understanding that. Those are very simple and easy words to understand. We all know what a thought is, and we know what a feeling is. And so we are told over and over and over again, reminded over and over again, we see it over and over again, we read it over and over again, that thoughts do affect the way we live, and thoughts affect feelings, and feelings plus thoughts, well then, they have it. The power is there between the feelings and the thinking. And once I have a deep conviction and feeling about something, it is all powerful, and it creates an experience for me so that I can realize what I have thought and what I have felt. "Oh, that which I have feared the most has come upon me," said Job. How many times could we say the same thing? How many times could we? But we're not about that now. We're about understanding and realizing that it doesn't matter what the circumstances, situations I find myself in. It doesn't matter what I've been thinking, what I've been feeling. None of that matters. If right now, right here in this moment, I can just move up higher and take my energy higher and realize that all power is with me. All power is with me. All power is with me. So I am this dynamic, powerful, magnetic, energetic field. And I can do in it what I choose to do in it by feeling into it and thinking into it, because whatever I feel and think into it is what's going to show up in my life. And so, my dear ones, with regard to the one and only thing that you and I really find worthwhile in placing our focus and our attention and our fascination, the heart of it all, the heart of all things, the heart of myself, then, my dear ones, when I am awakened to that, I fully understand, because I have focused on opening up my heart. I have focused on allowing my heart to be the forgivingness that it is. I can understand in the giving heart that the heart simply is this. If I want to have some way of describing it in physical form, it is a distribution center. The heart is a distribution center. It's a receiving heart. It's a giving heart. It receives what it has to distribute, and then it distributes it. So there's a constant balanced flow of incoming and outgoing energy, incoming and out. See, that's the way life works. It's expanding and contracting, expanding. I expand when I receive in, and I contract when I give it out. And there's neither a good nor bad in expansion or contraction. It's just a natural cycle in all of creation, expanding and contraction. It's the rhythm of the universe. And it's your rhythm and my rhythm too. And when you and I block that flow, things happen that are not so good in our lives. So I have to understand that I am a distribution center for all the greatness and all the goodness and all the intelligence and all the abundant opulence that is mine to give. But of course, if I don't recognize that, and I totally am unaware of it, then none of that happens. There isn't the consistent flow. Yes, I get spurts of incoming, spurts of outcoming, but the consistency of the flow is not there. The rhythm of life is not moving itself through me, and consequently, because of that rhythm not being in tune with the divine order of things, then I get off track, off center, and I have stoppages and I have blockages that cause even not only minor upsets, but hemorrhaging at times, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally. And we've all had those experiences. We're wearing bodies, don't we? And if you think you haven't, you have. I'm telling you that now. So, for those who are awake and alert and tune in and look at all of that in our lives, all the missed opportunities and so on and so forth, they just are what they are. It's just isness now, and it doesn't have to concern us. What concerns us now is, who am I right now? Where am I right now? And where do I want to be? If it's not where I am right now, all power is with us, and we can change that. We can turn that around. We can move upon the energy of life like the Great Spirit moved upon the waters of creation and created that momentum so that things could happen. There is no happening without movement. Standing still doesn't work for us. Stagnation doesn't work for us. Being okay with where I am doesn't work for me. No matter how comfortable the rut is, there always needs to be the movement and the newness in the movement and the newness in the... Think of the lava lamp. The lava lamp is a wonderful symbol for me. It's never the same, and it's always in constant motion. Always. The container is always the same, solid, dependable, and reliable. But the movement within it changes, the light within it changes, the shape within it changes. It's all the time changing. And I remember when I first got my lava lamp, I was like this for so long. I mean, it used to mesmerize me. I just, that was a long time ago. And they still fascinate me. They still fascinate me. But remember, that movement is happening within you in a most splendiferous way that could not be described. You are the whole life of spirit in expression. You are its allness. You are its fullness. You are its wholeness. You are its wellness. You are everything it is in the micro form of expression. But nevertheless, you are its essential nature, nothing missing. And no one has anything added more to them. No one has anything less, that which is taken from them. All have the same opportunity. All of them have the same opportunity, which is what got me into trouble once upon a time when I was Sister Miriam in the convent, and I asked, Sister, do you think that you have as much of the Holy Spirit moving through you as the Mother General has? And I kind of like the puppy looked up and said, yes, Mother. See, well, that was sacrilege. How could that be? How could that be? I'm just a slivering little novice here now. Snotty-nosed novice who thinks she knows it all, see. But you and I have that capacity to know it all because we are it all, and in the knowing of it, be be it. So we are here today to understand that with the phenomenal power that is in me, that is in you, we can change not only our own lives, we can change the life of the world. We can change the life of the world. We can raise the energy. And remember, it's all about energy, energy, and nothing else. I'm a ball of energy. You're a ball of energy. Sometimes my mother didn't like the ball of energy I was being, but nevertheless, a ball of energy. That's what you and I are. And so we can take that energy and do with that energy what we will. The giving heart always keeps the energy flowing. It always keeps the energy going. It doesn't stop the energy. It doesn't slow or weaken the dynamic of that energy. It keeps it flowing. And so we can either stop the flow or allow the flow. And when we do allow the flow, we may as well let the whole floods happen. Why just a little bit at a time? Just let the whole, there's one safe thing to do. That's one dam you can let go of. The dam of that divine, dynamic life, light, and love that fills you. You can flood the place with it, and be not afraid, and be not afraid to do so. It's your divine right to do so. It is your inheritance to do so. It is your ability to do so. You can do this. You are created to do this. You are made to do this, because you were not made as just an individual expression of your own self. You were made by the divine, so that the divine could express more of itself by means of you in form. You are the divine in form. You are the material form of the divine. No ifs, ands, and buts and doubts about it. And because you are the divine in form, you have everything that is available to the divine available to you. You can be that sovereign being that you are, but only when you've gone through knowing about the open heart, the forgiving heart, and the giving heart. I get tickles in my throat when I think about it. Because that spirit's saying, don't get ahead of yourself, girl. You are human. You've got a tickle in your throat. Now you have to pause and cough. I've never yet done anything to perfection. Spirit always keeps us humble. As the 6-year-old said to Oprah, the genius playing the piano, he looked up and he said, well, you know, we must remain humble. 6 years of age, he knew that. So, in spite of all of that, the prayer of St. Francis is not just for the few saints amongst us, and the few sages amongst us, and the few exceptional people amongst us. The prayer of St. Francis is for every living creature and every human being. O Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console. Oh my, there's a challenge. So much to be understood as to understand. Oh my, there's a challenge. So much not to be loved, but to love, there's the challenge. And so what would stop us and block us from being all that we can be? And it would be those human tendencies that we have because of our frightened and scared egos, that humanity part of us that is always measuring ourselves up against God knows what, this, that, the other, him, she, they, them, whatever, and thinking, oh, compared to that, no, I don't think I'm there yet. Compared to them, oh, thank God I'm not in that crowd over there. I'm doing okay, and so on and so forth. So what calls us today to be looked at is whether or not we still have unconscious tendencies, because I know everybody here is committed to wanting to be the best that they can be, but those unconscious tendencies when it comes to the givingness of life back onto itself and the giving spirit and that beautiful, what we were told, you have been freely given, now go and freely give. Freely give, no strings attached. No strings attached. So we ask ourselves several questions this week, which causes us to see maybe little pockets that we have to work on. And so one of those pockets would be, okay, do I have a need to be recognized for my giving? Do I have a need to be recognized for my giving? And I say to each one of us, since you are so amazingly magnificent, since you are so amazingly awesome, since you are so amazingly divine, you don't need at all. And then another question would be, all right, am I rather reluctant at times, to laud and applaud somebody I know who has been honored for something? Am I reluctant to do that because I don't want them to outshine me? And the only reason why I don't want them to outshine me is if they become more, do I become less? I say to you, do not be reluctant. Do not be reluctant because you are so magnificent. You are so awesome. You are so unique. You are so divine. There's no need for reluctance. Am I afraid sometimes to be in support of another because of what it's going to cost me? Am I afraid at times to support another because of what it's going to cost me and the repercussion of that? I say, be not afraid, be not afraid. You are so magnificent and awesome and sovereign and divine. There's no need to be afraid. None whatsoever. And the list will go on and go on and go on as you and I examine ourselves with regard to the residues of all of those things that put our foot firmly on the hose of our flow of that divine givingness and stops us from distributing all the great good that we have to give. Stops us. And lets it all pile up. Let it all become all of that stuff that we're so reluctant to let go of, good, bad, and indifferent. Do you notice how we're reluctant to let go of everything, the bad and the good and the bad? I don't know, maybe, I need that. I'll just leave it. Another time. I'm not there yet. Where are you not there yet? Because you're never going to be there yet. You're always and now ever here. Here's the only place you are. You're here. You're in it. It's all around you. It's all about you. You're in the, you're surrounded by the mess of whatever it is that I'm reluctant not to take care of and move through. God, by means of you, is on a mission here. My God, it's three-dimensional planet Earth. It's very low down on the dimensional planes. Three-dimensional planet Earth. You have a mission. Believe you me, you're not here to cruise. You're not here to have a vacation. You have a mission. And when you leave here, you want to be able to say, mission accomplished. Over and out. Here I come into my expanded and wonderful upliftment of life. And bye-bye now, world. I'm out of Dodge. No matter how good the chocolate or the wine is, you're going to leave it all and you won't mind leaving it all. Really and truly you won't, because you will feel complete and you will have tied up your loose ends. Please don't arrive at that moment without having tied up your loose ends. I'm saying it to myself as much as I am to you. Get all your ducks in a row, because if you don't, you're going to have to get the same ducks in a row in your next experience, wherever it is. Even though life is always in a forward movement, if we're bringing over stuff that is not done, we carry it over and it has to be taken care of and completed. So allow yourself, for maybe the first time ever, to look at yourself and see yourself as Spirit beholds you, as Spirit sees you, as life sees you, as light perceives you, as love knows you. The beloved, in whom the beloved is so very well pleased. Knowing yourself like that, as Spirit knows you, is all it would take for you to be able to walk on water and then some. For you to come into your own, and for you to rise up in the splendor that you are, poised. And poise means balanced, serene, calm, composed, humble, aware, awake, alert. That's what poise means. And poise also means that it doesn't matter what's going on or coming at me. I maintain my poise, my center. I maintain my center. I maintain my center because I know none of this is personal. None of this is real, actually. None of it is real. None of it is real. Even what you think yourself is not real. Even what you say yourself is not real. Look at all the things you've told yourself that are not real. I'm not a this, I'm not a that, I'm not the other, I'm blah, 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 blah. It's not real. It's not true. It never was true. It never will be true. When you start singing and magnifying the truth of your being and allow your heart song to be heard, to listen into your heart song that says, my soul magnifies the Lord and my spirit rejoices in the Lord, my Savior. The Lord is law. Because that which is mighty has done great things for me, and holy is its name, and it moves through me, and it lives through me, and it is as I am. I am, I said, not me. So maybe this week we could let go of a little bit more of the memes and become much more of the I ams instead of the memes. Because once the memes start up, you know you're off track. You're going into separation. I have a little grandniece, and she's 2, and she's at the point now where mine, me do it, mine, me do it. And she does it beautifully, giggling and laughing and being very cheerful. It's not a mean bone in her body, but she'll say, mine. Everything she says is mine. And she has a good sense of it, yes, because everything is hers. Not that she's grabbing anything or taking anything. You're just looking at it and saying, mine, mine, mine. And I mean, I got it when I watched her say, yes, all good is mine. Every good thing is mine. It is mine. It belongs to the I am of me. And I will stay in the awareness that I don't care if there's only one wheel on my wagon, I'm going to know mine, whatever the good is, mine. And it'll be the same for me whether there's one wheel on my wagon or I have 4 and a spare. It doesn't matter. I shouldn't change in the way I'm thinking, in the way I'm feeling, because these are all appearances and outward circumstances, and they change, they change, they change. Just like everything in the lava lamp changes, everything in your life will change too. The good, the bad, and the indifferent. It's all changing. But the one unchangeable thing has to be your absolute faith in the creative process of your life, knowing it's leading you always upward, forward and onward, no matter what the appearance is, because you are the offspring of the divine, and you are the divinity of life itself, and you are what the world is waiting for. Believe it or not, yes, you are what the world is waiting for. You came here to respond to a need on this planet. You came here to say, I am and I will make the difference. And I will be the truth of my true essence and being. And I will leave this plane accomplished. And I will be able to say, it is accomplished, because God, by means of me, is doing the accomplishment. And so it is. It's always a joy to be with you on a Sunday.